Hello and welcome to Team 10, Information Session on Project Management. This session is designed to highlight the paper previously submitted. Our team consists of David, Jory, Jaryd, Cam, and Paul. Here is an overview that we will cover during the presentation. We will clarify the difference between project management versus a program. We will then identify in detail the steps in the project management process. We will also go into depth surrounding the duties of a project manager. We will also talk about how to select a project portfolio and the life cycle of a project.
According to Stevenson, project management is a subsection of a program. A project which is to be managed in a unique, large, one-time job requiring special activities to accomplish a specific objective in a limited time frame. For example, building a new store, building a new ship, or designing a new good. Each project can be part of an overall program, which is a group of projects that are normally of similar type and from the same corporation. For example, Canada's National Shipbuilding Procurement Strategy, or a hotel chain design. Part of the information covered in the project planning document contains information that further elaborates the project scope, such as work to be done, breaks down the project into smaller components, like deliverables, sub-projects, work packages, and activities. Includes risk management planning, such as the identification, analysis, and response plans to what may go wrong. Estimates the required resources for the activities. An example would be employees, equipment, or material. Includes cost estimation for each activity and budgeting, such as calculating total cost per unit time or including subcontracting costs. It prepares human resource plans, including assigning team members to roles and responsibilities. It also clarifies project scheduling by estimating activity durations, sequencing, and scheduling. Furthermore, it additionally ensures that quality planning, communications planning, and purchase planning are all addressed.
Because a large project usually involves a large amount of work, it is decomposed into smaller components. Work breakdown structures is a hierarchical listing of what must be done during the project. It is for a project what the product structure tree is for a product. The first step in developing a work breakdown structure is to identify the major components of the project. These could be the phases of the project, deliverables, or sub-projects. The next step is to identify the major subcomponents for each of these major components. This process is repeated until each subcomponent is decompressed into work packages. A work package can be performed by a worker, team, or subcontractor. Then each work package, possibly with assistance from the worker, team, or subcontractor, is broken down into a list of activities that will be needed to accomplish it. PERT, or Program Evaluation and Review Technique, and CPM, or Critical Path Method, are two of the most widely used tools for scheduling and control of large-scale projects. By using PERT and CPM, managers are able to obtain A, a graphical display of project activities and their sequential relationships, B, an estimate of how long the project will take, C, an indication of which activities are most critical to the timely project completion, and D, an indication of how long any activity can be delayed without delaying the project. Once the critical path is determined, the expected completion date is then determined, allowing other tasks to be scheduled in order of their requirements.
Project execution involves the actual performance of the activities that were planned in project planning. The project manager directs, coordinates, and manages project activities and team members. The budgeted funds are expended to accomplish the project objective. Resources are obtained, managed, and used. During execution, quality of the product is assured by applying the planned quality activities. Team members who are not yet assigned are chosen. Their skills are assessed, needed training instituted, and ground rules for team participation are set. Any purchases or subcontracting plans whose suppliers are not determined yet are finalized and contracts are negotiated. In a construction project, bid packages go out. For example, foundation, frame, roofing, etc. The plan for information collection and distribution is executed using clear and timely information in appropriate form, written or oral, formal or informal, using software or manual. Unexpected requests for information by stakeholders are responded to. Project control involves assessing a project's progress against plans and taking corrective actions, if necessary, in order to bring the project on track. Forecasts of costs and completion time are generated using trend analysis to determine the need for action. Project control also involves controlling the changes to a project, for example, the project scope. Replanning is usually necessary, but it should be kept to a minimum. Changes to the project scope should be tightly controlled. If acceptable to the project manager, a change to the scope should be formally verified, for example, through the authorized by the customer sponsor. A common problem is that the customer tends to frequently demand changes to the work required. The problem of uncontrolled changes to the project scope is called scope creep. To control a project's cost and schedule, various measures are used. Work performance information includes the completed and uncompleted deliverables, ongoing and completed activities, percentage of each activity completed, costs authorized incurred, cost estimates to project completion time, and so on.
As a project manager, there are many requirements that are expected. The project manager is responsible to the company for successful execution of the project assigned. Project managers need to ensure that, aside from the previous requirements, they always stay ahead of the plan, meet often with the stakeholders, mitigate any new risk in consultation with the stakeholders, and ensure open and honest lines of communications are established. With the information provided in the previous slides, along with this list, project managers are set up for success in their new position. Thank you for your attention, and we trust that your experience in conjunction with our team paper has helped you to develop a more in-depth understanding of project management. Again, we are Team 10, David, Jory, Jaryd, Cam, and Paul.